Hit the What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Blind Power. Today I'm very excited to talk about the Apple event, and it's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be so much to talk about. The Apple event was very packed. So I'm actually looking up right now so that I can show you a little bit of the things that happened. There was quite a bit of stuff that happened at the Apple event. We have AirTags finally, after so many leaks and rumors. Apple iPad with XDR. That was awesome too. So I am on the Apple site. I'm actually going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see what I'm seeing. Alrighty, you can see my screen. So the first thing that we had was the Imac. So we had this 24-inch Imac. I believe pre-order started. Pre-order start on the 30th. AirTags pre-order started today, but we'll get to that. So this is the new iMac, and why aren't images loading? Come on, my internet's really bad. We're gonna reload this. So the one thing of the iMac that I can tell you right away, if we go here, let's look at this image for now. It's very thin. If I zoom in, you'll notice that the headphone jack is on the side because this computer is running the M1 chip. The same chip that's on the MacBook Air 13, MacBook Pro 13, and now the iMac. The 24-inch iMac. There we go. Okay. So these are the colors. It's very colorful. I'll tell you that right away. It's so colorful, in fact, that Apple wanted to give it a playful look. But I want to talk about the elephant in the room. What's this? What's this chin doing on this iMac? Why did we get a big chin? This chin is ridiculous. We should have gotten a full screen computer. Now, I'm not upset, because what does this tell us? This is the entry-level model. They want to advertise for schools that have kids. You know, it's perfect computer for a kindergarten class. You know, perfect computer for, a boutique store where everything has to be nice and colored. It's fine. And it's not a bad-looking computer. It's just that that chin is not that great looking. Now, why that chin? Turns out that that chin is where the hardware is stored. See if we can get an image of the iMac internals where they were talking about the speaker. Okay. If you see here in this image, they're talking about the sound system on the iMac brings incredible blah blah blah. Okay, so this sound system part here, which we're going to talk about in a minute, see how it ends? For those who are totally blind, I'm going to describe here. So you can see the bottom of the computer, you can see that corner, the left corner, and then you can see the speaker. And then you see some wires at the top. What does this tell you? That chin was needed to store the M1 chip in order to have this thinness. Now, I think they sacrificed thinness. They sacrificed design for thinness. I'm not a fan of that because I would rather have it a little thicker and less of a chin. The red is more of a red and pink. If you see on the iMac here, it's red and pink, but if you go up to the other computer, let me show you. this is the red. This is the orange. But you see how the color is lighter on the bottom? For the red color, that looks like pink. So, see, there's red, and then when they turn to red, you can see it's kind of pinkish. So, I'm not a fan of some of the colors. I would honestly go with, if I had to go with a color, oh man. I'd probably go with either like a yellow or I don't know, like the blue's okay, but I go for the silver primarily because I like the fancy look, to be honest. And I'm gonna go to the stream on my phone so that I can watch the chat. Blind power. Okay. So the computer's, the chin is kind of bizarre to me. Yeah, the chin is it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. You know, you get what you get. $1,200. So let's look at the pricing now. So you can spec this thing up to about $2,000, I think is like the maximum. If you got like it goes up to like 4 terabytes. Now, the I/O in the back is 4 USB-Cs, which actually I like. Some people don't. Some people want SD cards and all that junk, and I'm like, why do you need all that? It's stupid. Just use, 4 USB-Cs, and you can add more ports than you could before. So here's the process. So you have the 8-core, 7-core, the 8-core GPU, the 8-core CPU, 7-core GPU M1 with 256 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM, $12.99. That's the entry, and $14.99 is if you want 8-core CPU and GPU, 8 gigs of RAM. These computers are way too expensive for their own sake. You can get a good maxed out processor and GPU, MacBook Air or MacBook Pro for that price with a little more storage, but you want a desktop, so 512, 8 gigs of RAM, still $16.99, or let's see, you're still not even at, wait, do you have to configure the 16 gigs? So how much would it cost if we get the entry level? Let's see. And we add 16 gigs. Can we do that? I'm so confused now. Can we not have 16 gigs on here? Huh. Oh, I guess it's customizable, but they're not gonna let us customize it. But still, the prices are kind of up there. You can get a good MacBook Air or MacBook Pro for the price. So, that's the MacBook. That's the iMac. That's the iMac. It's a 24-inch. See, new iMac, M1 chip. Yeah, it's a 24-inch, 4.5K Retina display. One thing I do want to mention, the keyboard now comes with Touch ID. It has like a secure enclave where you can remotely go ahead and take care of the... Just a second, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. You can go ahead and take care of... You can go ahead and take care of Touch ID on here, so it'll literally just say, okay, put your finger and do it. It's not that complicated. The keyboard and mouse will match the color of your computer, so that's really cool. I'm trying to see if I can see that. Yeah, okay, we're good. I'm looking at the comments as well on here. Yeah, you can finance it, all the good stuff. The colors are, here's the colors. So you have blue, green. It is called pink. Okay, I was gonna say pink and silver. So the red is pink. Okay, because some people are calling it red, but it's okay. I understand now. Oh, the higher end models have more colors. What? Hold on, this is weird. Oh, so the orange, so the light orange is an addition to that. So the cheaper models, you're limited to the, you can't get the orange, and so you can't get the orange or the yellow on the starting end. I wonder why. Is it like a cost issue? So we get a purple iPhone 12 and 12 mini. Now the only problem with this purple color, the sales, they're probably not going to do so well because of the fact that we're a little more than halfway through the upgrade cycle now. The iPhones are in hopefully September, not November this year. That means that most likely this phone won't sell well. I mean, it'll sell, but it won't sell to those who are aware of the thing. Okay, here's the next thing is the iPad. The iPad Pro now comes with mini LED, so only the 12.9 inch model comes with mini LED. Now, what is mini LED? It's basically LED, except the LEDs are way smaller, so they get the benefits of OLED, so dark, inky dark colors, you know, where there's a black pixel, the pixel's turned off. However, you don't get bleed in like OLED. Bleed in or burn in, two common things with OLED. Bleed in is basically when the colors kind of like they bleed together, because if a pixel's popped, in a sense, it'll stay there, and burn in if the display is basically showing something for too long, it'll get burnt into the LCDs, and the OLED pixels, I don't know, it'll basically bleed into that. And the Apple website is seriously terrible. It's taking forever to load, and I don't have the patience. Let's start talking about the iPad, since my internet decides to be trash. Alright, here we are. So, it comes with mind-blowing performance. So, okay, so here's the cool thing. It comes with the M1 chip, right? And it comes with the Liquid Retina XDR. The Liquid Retina Extreme, I don't know, the XDR display. Basically, mini LED. It now comes with 5G. M1 chip. Oh, by the way, M1, XDR, 5G. And one thing that they're missing, guess what it is? 16 gigs of RAM. Let's go up here into view pricing and check this out. So the prices for the 11 inch, this is the Liquid Retina. So this is the normal LCD. For the 11 inch, that's at $799, and then $1099. It went up $100 for the 12.9 inch iPad because it has a Liquid Retina XDR mini LED. So let's say we're gonna select the 12.9 inch, and we're gonna select space gray. So you can now go up to 2 terabytes of storage. You can do cellular. And guess what? Here, let's see. 2 terabytes. So add engraving, no G. Okay, 2,399. And here, you should be able to get 16 gigs of RAM on this version here. So apparently you do get 16 gigs of RAM on this expensive version. If it just would let me. 2 terabytes. So let's see. 2 terabytes. Yeah. I don't know about the 1 terabyte, but I know that 2 terabyte. They said it does come with 16 gigs of RAM. So the orders start on 430. Then the LED. Yeah, it's good. It's a good looking device for sure. Let's see. 2030. So by 2030, Apple's going green. No Apple Watch bands. Where's AirTags? Why is AirTags not on here? Let's go. Let's search Mac, iPhone, Watch. Let's do this. Let's say Apple AirTags. Okay. So AirTags. This is what's going to revolutionize everything. Finding things. It's got the U1 chip. So it's basically like a self-aware, surrounding aware chip where it'll talk to any iPhone nearby or any Apple product, and it'll basically communicate. So if you lose a device that has something that has an M1 chip, and not M1, a U1 chip on there, for example, your bag has an AirTag. If your bag is in the middle of, I don't know, a restaurant or something, or at an airport, you can see where it's at, and if somebody moves it and it happens to pass by an iPhone, which is most likely, you'll be able to see the updated location. So it connects. So the U1 chip ties to an imaginary mesh network of Apple devices to understand where it's at. Now, what's the potential of this? Okay, let's state the obvious. Sighted people can use it to find stuff, common stuff. People with blind visual impairments can use voiceover so that we can identify where something is in a granular approach, because voiceover, supposedly, there's already one visually impaired person that has access to AirTags. He's a filmer, photographer, I forgot the dude's name. He basically said that voiceover right now, it basically guides him where the AirTag is. So it'll say down, to the left, behind you. Like it'll 30 feet away, 10 feet away. It'll tell you exactly where it's at, and it'll also play a sound if you wish to. But that granular approach of let's take you right where the device is at, quite literally, that is amazing. They are the size of a puck. This is the interface. So if you're getting close to it, it says the name of the device is Deborah's Keys, right? So the AirTag's name is Deborah's Keys. It shows the AirTag name on the top left, and then it has an arrow. It has a visual arrow with the AirTag, like with a little AirTag symbol ahead, like a little square, not a square, a circle with a shadow around it. As you walk closer, it gets even more detailed, and then when you find it, so it says 0.6 feet nearby, 2, 1, and then it says here. So when you get to it, it'll say here. So that's really cool. The battery is replaceable, so you can replace the battery every year. They last a year. So they have different accessories for AirTag, such as a thing for your luggage, or you can just dunk it in a normal luggage, a keychain holder. I did order the key ring holder, 2 of them actually. So ping it, find it. There is a UI. If you're farther away from it, you're gonna get a more like a less detailed thing where it's gonna tell you, oh, it's to the right, and it'll say it's 20 feet, and it'll turn gray, and then when you're close enough, it'll turn green. You can engrave these things. Okay, you'll get a so lost mode makes finding things even easier. So if you lose something, you can mark it as lost, and if somebody has an iPhone and they get near the device, they'll get a notification, hey, you found the lost device, get the contact information. And even if you're on Android, you can actually scan it as well. If somebody is with the AirTag in a car or around them, and it's not their own AirTag, they'll get a notification on their phone, hey, you're being followed, here's how to disable it. Because it is a U1 chip, it does have the AirPod sort of style of pairing. The way you pair an AirPod or a HomePod, so the way you pair your AirPods or your HomePod, you basically just get near and it'll pair. So that's really cool. You get a little pop-up that says AirTag, and then it'll say connect. The battery lasts a year. It is IP68 water resistant, so it can be submerged in some water. You can use AR to see it, so that's the tracking thing. They got a ton of accessories. The money of the AirTags here is not in the tag itself, it's in the accessories. Now, where is this advantage for those of us who are visually impaired or totally blind? The advantage is actually in developers like myself being able to tie into these AirTags and actually use them as labels to find. So say you're at an event, you want to find a booth, right? We should be able to, at some point in the future, Apple didn't say this, but I hope they do this, we should be able to somehow or another utilize AirTags as beacons. That would be something I would like to see. Regardless of that, it's still a revolutionary thing for us blind visually impaired. So the other competitor, Tile, they don't do that. They just tell you, oh, it's nearby, here's the sound, listen to the sound, or here's your location, etc. And it'll connect to people who have the Tile app on their phone. But that's it. It's very basic, right? With AirTags, it'll use the Find My network, so that mesh network of Apple devices that I spoke of earlier, and it'll say, oh, here's where your device is. So basically, you can put it on something that you always want to track. Say you have a dog and you live in a large property. In my case, I'm actually going to put one on my dog so that I can find him whenever he's scavenging around the property. I can use the AirTag to find him. That's the first thing I'm going to do, is put an AirTag on my dog. The other thing is I want to put an AirTag on my wallet, because you never know. I want to try to AirTag everything. I want to put a tag definitely on my dog, definitely on my wallet. I do want to put one on important things, such as a file where I store my legal papers. I want to put an AirTag there, and I want to basically have AirTags so that, oh, where's this important thing that I need to keep track of? I can find it in my house. AirTags are perfect for things that you don't use every day, but you need to find all of a sudden. They get shuffled around. You need to find it. Use AirTags for it. And for us blind visually impaired people, this is great because if you live with others who may move something around, you can put an AirTag wherever, in your coffee jug, in your coffee container where you have your ground coffee, and I don't know, you can tape it to remotes, the TV remotes. There's a lot of possibilities with AirTags. For those of us who are blind or visually impaired, sighted people, of course, can use it like this as well. But in our specific cases, we can use this granular approach of AirTags working inside the house to find it in very, very specific locations to find things. And I think if we AirTag everything, saying I can't find X or Y thing is no longer going to be a thing. Let's see. Yeah, so that is AirTags, and I'm honestly very excited. I am going to review them, so that's going to be cool. Let's see. AirTags. So I will have a video on that. Yeah, we basically covered everything. There's some Hermes stuff for AirTag that are honestly way too up there. AirTags are $30. Accessories will range from 20 to 150. Yeah. Now the one thing I want to speak of is if you look at Jon Prosser AirTags. So the crazy thing about AirTags, I want to talk about leaks. So we basically knew what was going to happen with AirTags since 2019. So there was two people who actually first mentioned AirTags. My internet's so bad. It's Jon Prosser, this leaker and YouTuber. Bear with me here. My internet's just complaining a lot. He went ahead and leaked AirTags. So he basically showed us AirTags early, before anything, and I was basically like, oh yeah, how can this happen? So this is what he did. He did mention AirTags. Okay, so he did leak AirTags a while ago. I cannot find it now. Let me Google image this. I want to show you the image that he leaked. Here it is. So this is what he leaked. Jon Prosser leaked this, I think it was earlier this year or late last year, and he leaked the actual image. So this right here is the image of the AirTags before it was released. Jon Prosser did this. And then another person who he actually did a written thing, Guy Rambo, he actually originally found proof of the AirTags in code a while ago. So that was really cool. Honestly, we need to... I noticed that a lot of you guys are watching after the fact. Stay tuned every Friday around 9:30ish for these live streams. Currently we're live and there's only 2 people watching, so stay tuned. You know, I talk a lot about tech. I know these live streams are different type of content. I usually edit it and add pop-ups and things, but this is all live because, well, I'm kind of I have a lot more on my plate now. I'm actually a full-time software engineer now, and that's taken quite a bit of my time. So I'm trying to find a way to do these videos in a time-sensitive manner so that I can live stream it and talk about it. So yeah, let me know in the comments, or if you're watching this right now in the chat, let me know what you liked about the Apple event. What was your favorite product? For me, it was AirTags. I was kind of disappointed. Oh, we didn't talk about Apple TV. Oh, we gotta talk about that. Let's do that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Apple TV. So yeah, that little speech that I wanted to give there was just telling you that it's gonna be every Friday around 9:30ish. Sometimes earlier. Just Friday afternoons. Every Friday afternoon. So let's look at these Apple TV. So the Apple TV, they actually changed their remote. I don't know what's going on with the internet, and I'm live streaming just fine. The internet's kind of weird. Okay, so the Apple TV, so it's basically the same. They put a newer chip in it. Come on, load. For those who don't know, I live in a very far away place where my internet's kind of bad. So bear with me. I want to show you the remote. Okay. Let's look up Apple TV remote. Let's just do it this way because clearly my internet just doesn't want an internet. Okay. I want to show you the new remote. Here it is. So the Apple TV is basically the same. It just has a newer chip. It has the A12 chip. However, the UI of the Apple TVs, the look is the same. However, this is the big change here. So we have a remote. This remote is all aluminum like last time. No touchpad. The touchpad that is there, you can also use it as a touchpad, but you can also use it as a click wheel and move around, like a click wheel left to right, scrolling left to right. But you can also have like a rotation, like the iPod click wheel type of thing. You can press the buttons, the directional pad, left, right, up, and down. You also get a power button now, so you can do that. You have your AirPlay button, you have your back button. And the back button's actually more pronounced now. It actually has a back arrow and not a home weird thing. Play, pause, mute. So yeah, volume. You have quite a bit of things now with this remote. It looks better. No more weird touchpad. With VoiceOver, I actually prefer the touchpad, but not everybody uses VoiceOver, so. And if you compare it to those who don't have an Apple TV, the old remote was atrocious because it was a piece of glass. It looks better, but honestly, I prefer the new one that looks ugly, but is more functional. So, we're almost at, so that's it for Apple TV. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Last I checked, we were at 997. So, thank you guys for your support. I can't believe it. I'm actually looking up to see if the count number went up. I'm very excited. So we're at 997 still. But still, that's amazing. I'm very excited that we've made it this far. And we got a new comment here. Let's see. Who commented? So, Cyrus Keir says, Siri button on the side now too. Oh, good point. Yeah, the Siri button's on the side. Yeah, that's actually, that makes sense. I forgot about that. Thanks for that. Yeah, the Siri button on the side. that's actually really good. I will tell you though that with the Siri button on the side, I feel like Apple could have, if they were going to utilize the side, they could have put like some other functionality on the sides as well. Besides the Siri button, they could have put some kind of other features to be able to, like for the iPhone, for example, you have the toggle hold switch. Perhaps they can do some kind of button to lock the buttons on the controller, just in case if it gets squished between the cushions, it doesn't get accidentally pressed. They could have done a lot more with the controller, with the remote. But you know what? They did what they should have done. They didn't go above. They didn't go under. They did exactly what they needed to do. They needed to basically change that disgusting touchpad, put directional buttons, make it better. A great addition. But yeah, they could have. I feel like they some kind of game controller that would come with it, own first-party game controller. I would have liked to see more gaming-related stuff to it, but you know what? They did great. Yeah, it was a good event, honestly. So, stay tuned for next Friday. We're definitely going to have another of these series. Actually, next Friday I'm gonna